Hey y'all, so I had a little bit of a different plan for today's video, but it's not gonna work out. Originally I had planned to walk you guys through the garden because I explained that I just let it go, and so I hadn't walked through it in like 4 months or something, and so I thought it would be fun if I walked you guys through it and we just saw what was going on out there. But I got about halfway through and the grass is so thick and so tall that I couldn't like see my feet, and I don't like snakes, okay? I grew up in Florida, I've been around a lot of snakes. My husband's really good at with them. He'll handle them, he'll go grab snakes. But we have seen a water moccasin on this property before, and I don't want to accidentally run into one. So I was like, I'm feeling uncomfortable, let's not. So instead, we're gonna go around and give some garden treats that I picked to the livestock. And I wanna talk about how their setup is for each different kind of animal we have and what our plan is, because we are changing our barnyard setup. It's pretty significantly changed already, but there's some more coming. And I just wanna kind of give you an update on that too. Here's the treats I was talking about. We got some basil way down inside. There's a bunch of okra. And then we have some not so lively zinnias. The first area that we're gonna talk about is the rabbit barn, which is behind me. You guys saw it in my last video when I was talking about things I would change about raising rabbits and like our whole first year experience. But I didn't really talk about the setup being significantly different than the last time you had seen it. The last time I had talked about the rabbit barn, it was right here. We have since essentially picked it up and moved it over here. I call this one the buck barn, but really it's 2 bucks and a doe. And actually, both of these two are gonna be leaving really soon. We bred Finn and sold her as a bred doe, and then Elliot, I'm just not impressed with his babies. He had a litter with Margot, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. They are so cute, but they are really small. And Margot usually has really large babies, so I know what she's capable of. And unfortunately, that means Elliot's the problem. So both of them are leaving, and we're thinking about getting into another breed, mostly for pelts. So for now, this is Penny. He's our keeper buck. He is absolutely wonderful, has large babies, the does love him. And then Elliot and Finn will be leaving to go to a different farm together, and then we'll be buying another buck of some kind. So he'll have another large cage like this, and they'll be side by side, and it will be the buck barn. What should we give the rabbits? Let's go with some basil and maybe a couple zinnias. You want some flowers, lover boy? You go, Elliot. You get some basil. And it smell good. Finn. I don't want to upset your tummy being pregnant, so you get just a little bit. Harriet, why do you always mess up your feeder? Here, you want a flower? There you go, taste it. So we currently have 3 litters of babies. We've got Alice's litter, Marina's litter, and Margot's litter. And they are all doing very well, actually. I was really surprised. Marina, I was a little worried because she's a first-time mom, and sometimes it doesn't click, and she's done really well. Excuse me. Here you go. I'll put yours over here. There we go. Can I check out your babies? Is that okay with you? Little guys. Anyone have their eyes open yet? Probably not. Oh gosh. Oh, you're getting close. Excuse me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. She only had a litter of 5. I was pretty surprised. She's had some really big litters in the past, but they were huge and super healthy, and she hasn't lost any. Hey, Marina. Try that out. Okay, I'm gonna check on your kiddos while you're snacking. Let's see. Hi, babies. Oh, you are so chubby. So good. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Good job. So something a little unfortunate did happen with Marina's litter. It's not really her fault. She didn't know any better. So I think that she left some afterbirth or just a little extra blood. She didn't clean up very well. And unfortunately, some ants got in the nest with the babies. That's what these little spots are. And bit them up pretty good, but they're all coming around. Like, they were a little swollen in some spots, but the like little pimply pockets where the ants bit them are going away. They're all still alive. They're very healthy. She's feeding them. She's doing a great job. I did clean out the nest box, switch their nest box around to a different one so that just in case there was anything left in there that the ants didn't get, they wouldn't come back. But thankfully, everyone's okay. Oh, you think you want something, Margot? Scoot back. I'll give it to you. Here, over here. There you go, sweet girl. Yeah. That stuff is yummy. Okay, your babies are last. Margot had a litter of 7. Unfortunately, she did lose 1, but it's okay. That's pretty normal. So these are Elliot's babies, if you can't tell. They look exactly, well, that one looks exactly like Dad. And then there's some solid black ones, which is pretty much all he throws, is black and then black and white. So that is the rabbit barn as it has changed and as it's going to change. It's pretty much set on how and where it's set up. Just again, we have to finish up these grow out pens, just build them something to go on. But the hard part is over. So next up, we're gonna talk about the birds. So that means the laying hens and our Muscovy flock. This area behind me is eventually going to be the coop for everybody. They're all gonna live together. So right now, all that's left to get done is to put in that last post where the post hole diggers are. This is gonna be their actual like secure coop with a roof where they sleep at night. And then I'm gonna put a small gate in right here. And then we have another piece of pallet to put right there. And then this is pretty much done. Hey chickies! Hi! Okay, so I have some okra for you guys. I don't know that you're gonna actually eat it. Let's see. Do you want this? Should I break it open for you? I think that might be a better option. No? Okay, well, sorry that I brought you the wrong yummy thing. You know, I actually forgot. I just gave them a bunch of food scraps from inside the house, so they're probably not that hungry. What are you guys doing? So the plan for the flock, once they're in this secured run, is that I would like to pen them up for maybe a month or something, just so everyone remembers where they're supposed to lay their eggs, so I can start collecting eggs again, because right now, with all of them free ranging 100% of the time, I'm not getting any eggs because I don't know where they're laying. And then sometimes it's a little scary because you'll find a nest, but you have no idea how old it is. And I know I can float test them. However, I have definitely tried to pick up an egg before and it just exploded because it was so rotten. And I have no desire to have that happen again. Do you want okra? Oh, yes, okay. All right, you like okra. Good, it's not gonna go to waste. Here, better take a bite, hurry. Zimri, hurry. Oh. So the tarp you were seeing is our roll of hay under here. This weekend, as in like tomorrow, we will be building our goat barn, which is where this hay will be stored. But for right now, the goats needed hay, and this was the best we could do. Last thing is the goats. Let's do a whole breakdown on this. So this shelter is what the goats are currently sleeping in or staying out of the rain in, but it's definitely not what I want permanently, especially with the storms we get here and the amount of rain. I need something a little more sturdy that I'm not going to worry about them if a heavy storm comes. The goats are also currently in this one large lot. However, with fall coming, they will be eating primarily hay until spring, which means I need to really give this pasture some rest. So here's the plan for them. We are going to make a dry lot. If you don't know what that means, it means there's no grass, there's no greenery, there's nothing for them to forage and find to eat on their own. It's just like a dirt lot. Some people put them on gravel. Ours is gonna be dirt. And it's gonna be pretty much this whole area behind me. The chicken coop that they sleep in right now will be torn out and all that stuff once their chicken coop is finished. But anyways, this dry lot will be where they stay until spring, until our rotational grazing system is ready to be used again. They'll have free choice hay, they'll have their grain in the evening, stuff like that. But the big and exciting thing that's happening this weekend is we're building a goat barn pretty much right here. So as you walk up, this will be where the goat barn is, and it will open to this side. Now I know that sounds kind of weird, but here's why. So we are actually building, the plan is, it'll take a little while, but we are planning to build a monitor style barn. When you think of a barn, like a red barn with the hay loft and stuff in it, that's a monitor barn. Eventually we'll get there, but we're building it one side at a time. We're gonna build this northern side and then the southern side, and then do the middle that has the hayloft in it. The reason we're breaking up the build like that is, I mean, money. Because right now, lumber is very expensive, and even if it wasn't that expensive, we don't really have the money to just blow on a whole barn. Thankfully, this barn will be pretty small. It's gonna be about 16 by 24 feet, which is plenty of room for us, especially on only 2 acres. It's not like we're gonna have horses and cows and stuff like that, but plenty of room for the goats and for Pharaoh to sleep in. Eventually, it will have our milking parlor and hay storage and all of that. But for right now, it's all about getting sturdy, permanent shelter for the goats. Let's see. I think we'll do basil for everybody because they like the leafy green stuff. Hi, Pharaoh. Hi, precious boy. The goats aren't eating it, but Pharaoh is. Breeding update on everyone. I am pretty sure that everyone has been bred. Sayla was the first to get bred, but she did come back into heat like 2 weeks ago, and I saw Morty breed her again. I saw him breed her the first time, but that was his first time ever breeding, and I think things just went slightly awry. And so this time, hopefully she took. All of the other goats, I haven't seen them come back into heat yet, so I'm still watching. Sabella should have come back in by now. So should Zimri. And neither of them really did. So I'm hoping that that means everyone is bred. That also means that Zimri and Sabella are due on my due date. You really like that basil, don't you? Does it smell pretty? Do you want to smell pretty too? Yeah, you're gonna roll in it? Oh my goodness. So that's everyone, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I missed anything important. He is still going at it with the basil. That is so funny. He won't even chew on bones, but he's over there eating basil. So the main reason that we're changing our barnyard setup is because I want it to be as easy as possible to just walk down a line and do everything I need to do. And with the shed being where we keep all of our feed and stuff like that, it works out really nice if I can come through the gate, get to feed the chickens, rabbits, goats, and then I'm done with chores. And having everything nice and centralized is really convenient just for protection reasons. If there's some kind of predator out here, Pharaoh can easily get to every area that he needs to. And same for me and Jerry. I don't have to run all the way across the property to go check on an animal. For the most part, they're all gonna be right here. So thank you guys for walking through and kind of giving everybody treats and just hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider liking, sharing, or commenting down below. This just tells the YouTube algorithm that you liked this video, and then it should show it to other people. It's like a really easy, non-committal way of supporting the channel. If you want to do that. Now, if you would like to commit to us and, you know, get a little bit more serious, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that just means you're gonna get a little pop-up on your phone or your computer or whatever, telling you whenever we put out new videos. You can also check us out on Instagram. I post there very regularly, mostly on our stories, so you can see everything as it's happening on the farm, like when we moved the rabbit barn, or this weekend when we will be building the goat barn. You can see it as it's happening on Instagram. Unlike on YouTube, where there's usually a little bit of a delay between when something happens and when you see it. So, until we meet again, bye y'all.